I think that if you look at the progress that China has made over the last 30 years, it has been tremendous and amazing. But of course, in the past 30 years, we have been in a more open-minded platform and also international trade. But right now, I think that platform is closing up. But on the other hand, I think that China has also already made a lot of progress in terms of its own technology. But of course, I think they still rely on foreign sources in terms of some software, in terms of some hardware and materials. And that's why if they really don't have access to that, particularly from the US, it's going to take longer for them to work it out. It's very hard to estimate how long it's going to take for China to become totally self-dependent. And I think that it's not realistic for any country to be able to be 100% self-dependent or self-sufficient in terms of technology. And that's why we need to look at how geopolitics is going to play out. We need to look at how Biden is going to implement this new foreign policy, and also how Europe and other countries are going to take the multilateral relationship going forward.
Right. And on that front, in terms of what your expectations are from the Biden administration regarding foreign policy with China, you are saying that Biden would likely adopt a more transparent and rational China policy. Could you elaborate on that with an example?
So I think that Biden will be less impulse oriented than Trump, and we also think that Trump's advisors have been, I think, very anti-China, and they try to contain China's technological capabilities at the expense of commercial interests of some U.S. companies and some U.S. sectors. I think Biden can take a more transparent approach in the sense that he will at least set up some framework as to measure and also decide what kind of policies that the U.S. has against China, and what the objectives of those policies are and how they are going to be implemented. And I think some Biden's talk about China policy in the early days or during the presidential election suggested that he wants to adopt a more multilateral approach, meaning that he wants to get the consensus of their allies to set up some coordinated framework to work with China. And that's why I do not think that we are going to see the repeated actions by Trump or the approach by Trump, which is, oh, they're going to do something tomorrow, and then he will tweet, and then the market will get scared, and then maybe the real action is going to be somewhat different from what he tweeted. And that's why I think the market wants more transparency, and we may have a little bit more transparency going forward with Biden's administration.